Right. Hi there everybody, I'm Constantine. This is just hopefully a quick video just to go over some of the problems or some of the things that we've discovered at 14 Loirston Court. I've got a few bullet points here, so I'll just run through them all. The first one that we're looking at here is the fence. So the fence is it's been reported by our neighbours that it's our responsibility to replace. You can see here it's been temporarily fixed, actually very kindly by our neighbours, but it's recently broken again, meaning they can't get their dog out because it can just run through the fence. You can see here one panel was replaced obviously at some point and not repainted. On top of we've also got a shed problem. You can see here that we've put temporary wood in here. The shed is literally just rotted away. Not a massive problem, but it does exist. This tree is dead, so just looking at probably just getting that removed. We've also got, you can probably see all the condensation on the window there. I will talk to you more about that in a second. We have a broken latch on the back gate here. It never locks shut, so in the wind it just bounces back and forth. Okay, let me just nip inside. Okay. So we've got a couple of problems. One with this drawer. So it should be like this, like a drawer. This has got no railings, so it just literally just doesn't close. And what the result of that is this metal dust that comes out. It's just really gross, and it's actually covered all of our pots and pans, which is kind of disgusting. And then recently our washing machine vibrated the cupboard door off its hinges. You see we just left all the screws down there, but it's just come straight off. Looks like somebody's tried to repair this before, not very well with the looks of things. What else have we got? The fridge light doesn't work. Not a huge problem, but it's just a problem. This door doesn't open without jamming into it. The big problem in the living room we have is this heater doesn't work. We have 3 storage heaters across the property. This is the largest one and the one that does keep the house heated, or should keep the house heated, and it just doesn't work. You can see we've had it set up to the highest on both dials multiple times. We've tried different things. We've tried circulating power to it, and nothing works. The convection heater side of things does work. It does, usually does. Yeah, there we go. So that does work, but obviously that uses a lot of power for us. And then going upstairs. Actually, no, feel free to send this to the landlord or anything that's needed. So this is quite gross. We have a severe amount of mold growing in this room. This is the guest bedroom, the one that faces at the front of the property, and you can see there's tons of condensation on this window too. Unfortunately, it also means all of the blinds are covered in mold. The curtains are covered in mold as well. It's really not. It's actually quite uncomfortable to breathe in here. So yeah, this is quite a high priority for us to get fixed. So look in here. Oh, also in here, we had, as you can see here, there's currently nothing down here. We were using this room as a bit of a storage room. We've had to remove the belongings from down here because of the mold problem. It got on all of our personal effects that was stored down this side of the bed. So we have had damage to some of our personal effects, unfortunately. Bathroom. So you'll see here, that's a bit gross. We've got mold on the ceiling. You can see we did try and wipe it away, and it just kind of grew back twice as much. But you might notice there's a pattern on the way this looks. It's quite squarish. As we pulled down our Christmas decorations mid-December, we noticed some of our Christmas decorations were wet, likely because our Christmas decorations were stored just above this in the loft. So our guess is that there is probably a leak that's touching this part. There's also no external vents to this bathroom, so this is just a sealed unit, and unfortunately doesn't let any air out. We just have this heater thing instead. One problem we do have, and I'll maybe send a different video of this window is not airtight. This window does not seal at all, so there's no wind at all today. But when there is wind, the curtain flies back and forth. It doesn't actually seal at all. And I'll just see if I can splice that video into this. You can see a ton of condensation on this window too. There's also a random shower pole here for some reason. It'd be good to get that rid of. The condensation that I showed you on the wall earlier, on the window earlier on, from outside, may potentially have been getting caused by the hot water tank here. It's quite hard to see. I unfortunately don't have a flashlight on me, but that's an open water tank. That is literally just 60-degree hot water sitting in that tank, open to the elements. So that'll be evaporating. That'll be evaporating quite consistently, which will likely be causing condensation in the bedroom across the whole top floor of the property, which does seem to be causing this. More condensation, so much more mold. Like, it's really gross. You can see this just never dries, and with no heating as well, it's or with little heating. The property is currently sitting at 14.5 degrees. It is -2 out at the moment. When it's been about 5-6 degrees, the property does normally sit about 18. So today is a particularly cold day. So this will never dry. You can see the sun is starting to hit it now, so it will hopefully start to go a bit, but yeah. And on top of that, you might be able to see these little spots at the top here. There's one in here. This was actually here since we moved in. Oh, there's actually more up there too. All along here, all along, and then you might notice some discoloration in the corner there, versus this corner. That looks like it's been damp at some point. We didn't have that when we moved in. We noticed this about a week ago, but you can see that discoloration exists across the whole roof line there. I think that's it. Yeah, so just the curtains might be covered in mold as well, but there's a darker colour, so it's harder to tell. But one thing I should note is that for the problem to get fixed, we'd also include the removal of the mold. We're quite concerned from a health perspective, from a respiratory perspective. We don't really know what problems these are causing right now. As you can see, it is fairly thick, fairly fluffy, fairly disgustingly gross. So we would like to get this rectified as soon as possible, just so we know that we're in a safe house, really. Okay, fantastic. I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.